to Harrisonville, 29-24. St. Thomas Aquinas coming into this matchup here on a beautiful Thursday night. 2-0, they beat Blue Valley in week 1, 30-14. And last week they beat Blue Valley Southwest 49-8. And with Tank Young running everything there, he had 7 carries for 151 yards, and that's a good punt. It's going to be landed about the 38, bounce at about the 32-yard line. So that is where St. Thomas Aquinas will take things over here. And again, this offense for St. Thomas Aquinas is going to be the wishbone. Triple option, and again, I've already mentioned it. It'll be Tyron Tank Young who will see the bulk of the carries. Again, he only saw 7 carries last week, but he had 151 yards after a 256-yard performance in week 1. So it's a guy to look out for. Cameron Jackson also had a big night last week as well. Reboyne, the quarterback, under center. Going to pitch it to Young on the right side. He's going to stutter step. He's got a hole. He's across midfield. He's across the 40, 30, and in one play, Tank Young takes it in for the touchdown for the first score here in week 3. And just pitched it to the right. Saw a hole on the left side, stutter stepped, and went right through. Pretty much went untouched for the first score here in the ball game. And Young, again, last week had 151 yards and only 7 carries. So he exploded last week. There was a play last week where the ball even bounced on the turf. He was able to pick it up, and he ran it in for a 74-yard touchdown. This one a 67-yard touchdown. Now the extra point. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is up, and McCormick's extra point is good to make it 7-0 Aquinas. Here with 11:03. With 11:03 left to go here in the first quarter, we'll go ahead and step aside as you're watching high school football right here on 810 Varsity. Back here at Blue Valley Northwest High School, 11:03 left to go in the first quarter. Both teams have had the ball. We've seen 4 plays. One has gone for a touchdown. It was Tank Young, 64-yard touchdown to start things off here in the first 57 seconds of this ball game here on this beautiful Thursday evening. And the kick is away, and the kick is going to go deep into the end zone. That almost went out of the end zone, so it'll be a touchback. So Blue Valley Northwest will start on their own 20-yard line. Blue Valley Northwest in their first week had 3 turnovers, kind of hindered them a little bit in the first half. And then last week didn't turn the ball over, only turned the ball over once last week, and was able to stay in the game. And if you want to stay in the game with St. Thomas Aquinas, gonna have to be able to sustain some drives, keep Tank Young in that offense. So it looks like there's a scoreboard issue. This is why there is a delay currently. So Jack Way fourth. Again, in at quarterback. He's got Thomas to his left. He's got 3 receivers to his right. Fakes it. Thomas is going to get it. Makes a man miss, but he's going to get nowhere. As St. Thomas Aquinas is able to wrap up. Thomas made the first guy miss, but then Edward Thomas just couldn't get anywhere. And again, if Blue Valley Northwest wants to stay in this ball game, getting Thomas going, especially without their starting quarterback, getting Thomas going will be a huge key going forward in this game. Now Wayforth. You got twins to each side. You get the signal. Hands it off to Thomas. Thomas stutter steps. Going to try to make a man miss, but can't. Gets just barely across the original line of scrimmage. Looks like about a gain of 3. And it'll bring up 3rd and 9. Again, big spot here for Blue Valley Northwest. Need to be able to sustain a couple of drives. Keep that high-powered Aquinas offense off the field. 3rd and 9. 9:45 left to go in the first quarter. And getting a signal. Looking to throw deep. It's going to be underthrown, but it's going to be through the hands, and it's going to be intercepted. It was through the hands of Tanner Sample. Bounced off a defender, and then number 32 for St. Thomas Aquinas able to intercept that one. Max Siebold able to pick that one off, the 5'9", 150-pound senior. So Aquinas will take over in Husky territory. They only needed one play to score on their last drive. So that's the first turnover of the ball game for the Huskies, and it just went right through Sample's hands. If Sample catches that one, got a good gain, and they're going to keep the drive alive. But now Aquinas will take over. Tate LeBoyne going to hand it off to Young. Young's going to stutter step. He's going to get met after a gain of about 2. So it'll bring up 2nd and 8 with 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter. And Aquinas only needed one play to score on their first drive, a 64-yard touchdown run by Tank Young. One fakes the pitch. They got Young to the left side on the counter. He's going to get tripped up, and he's taken down just shy of the 35. Looks like he's going to be taken down at the 36-yard line. Gain of 6, and it'll bring up 3rd and 2. Again, just a counter play. Man went in motion, and Reboyne faked it. Got it to Young, and Young able to get 6 yards on the play. So 3rd and 2. And again, one thing that we haven't touched on, this offensive line for Aquinas is big. Hands it off to Young again. Young's got a hole. He's going to lower his shoulder. He's across the 30-yard line, taken down at the 29-yard line. That'll keep the drive alive for the Saints. And again, with that big of an offensive line, that defensive line for the Huskies, you're going to have to get low. There is that offensive line for St. Thomas Aquinas is a huge front 5 for the Saints. So Reboyne will go under center. Jackson, the man in motion, going to keep it, and Reboyne just keeps it, and nothing doing. It was going to be. It looked like it was your true triple option, and Reboyne just didn't have anywhere to go and didn't pitch it. There'll be a loss of 1. They did stop. They did stop play. It looks like there's nothing going on in the field, so we approach 7:50 left to go here in the first quarter. It'll bring up 2nd and 11 for the Saints. Man going in motion. Going to pitch it to Young. Young's got a seam. He's going to stutter step. He's going to spin forward. As again, mentioned earlier, Young's going to be the featured back here. Bring up 3rd and 4. It's a gain of 7. 3rd and 4, big spot here for the Huskies. If the Huskies can get a stop, the Saints might be also in 4-down territory, kind of in no man's land right now. Gonna pitch it to Cameron Jackson. It's on the ground. It's bumbled around. It's gonna be picked up by the Huskies across midfield to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Blue Valley Northwest, and Blue Valley Northwest, just like that, gets back in the ball game on an errant pitch to Cameron Jackson. Jackson not able to pick it up and get it. And the Huskies go in for the score. That was number 14, Jack Hungerford, the 6'1" senior linebacker, to make it 7-6. And that's that is the play that the Huskies needed. There is a flag on the field. I don't know if this one could be coming back or not. The refs are talking it over. It's at about the 38-yard line of the Huskies. So it's a personal foul on the Saints. So it'll stay as a touchdown. So the Huskies will look to tie this one up. And again, a big break for the Huskies as the Saints were driving yet again, and then the ball gets put. It was kind of a bad pitch. It was a little higher, but Jackson just wasn't able to control it. It bounced on the ground, and then the Huskies were able to take it for a 62-yard return. So a couple of big plays for a couple of scores early in this one with 6:50 left to go in the first quarter. Well, the Huskies, both teams set to get this one. And again, that was big. So far, the offense for the Huskies has had 2 3-and-outs. It looked like the Saints were driving for a second score to get up 2 possessions. And now Blue Valley Northwest right back in the ball game with one single play. Looks like there's confusion from the referees, as it looks like they're going to enforce the penalty on the extra point. Snap is good, and it is blown dead. Might be an offsides, maybe. And it will be an offsides. So that will take it even closer. This has been pretty long, drawn-out extra point. And the snap is good. It's going to be blocked, and it's going to be recovered by the Huskies. It looks like there was going to be a false start on the kicker anyway, so I don't think it's going to really matter. We'll see if they'll let him re-kick it. Nope, it's going to be declined. As you can tell, the head ref just couldn't get his flag out in time, so the play went on. So the false start will leave it at 7-6 with 6:50 left to go here in the first quarter as you're watching high school football here on 810 Varsity. Back here at Blue Valley Northwest High School, 7-6 ball game here on this Thursday evening. Week 3 contest again. The Huskies coming into this game 0-2 with losses to St. James Academy 41-20 and Harrisonville on the Missouri side last week 29-24. And St. Thomas Aquinas coming into this game 2-0 with wins over Blue Valley 30-14 and Blue Valley Southwest 49-8. So the kick angled left, short kick caught at the 24. Going right. There's going to be a hole. Follows a couple of blockers across the 45-40. And taken down right at the 40-yard line. That was wide receiver TJ Williams-Bay. A good kick return and another great starting field position for the Saints. They're going to look to rebound after they put the ball on the turf. And the Huskies were able to return it for a 62-yard return. Third possession of the ball game for the Saints so far. Tank Young, 3 carries, 78 yards. Man in motion. Boyne's going to keep it. He's going to go on the right side. Makes a man miss. Going to lower his shoulder. Going to keep his feet moving. Looks like he's going to be taken down at about the 32-yard line. Gain of about 7. So to bring up 2nd and 3. And there's going to be a timeout by the Huskies here with 6:19 left to go here in the first quarter. So we'll go ahead and step aside as well as you're watching high school football right here on 810 Varsity. Back here at Blue Valley Northwest High School, St. Thomas Aquinas has the ball. They hand it off to Tank Young. Tank Young gets across for the first down. Looks like it was about a gain of 5 on the play. So that'll bring up 1st and 10. This is about the same area where the Saints turned the ball over. Boyne looking to throw. Got his man down the seam, wide open. It's going to be caught. 5, touchdown, Saints, and that was number 89. Jack Gable able to score for the touchdown. So that will make it, and just a play-action fake, and whenever you run that triple option, you run it for the majority of the time, you can get the defense to bite, and that's exactly what happened. So McCormick will be on to kick this extra point. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is up. And it is good as well. So it'll make it 14-6. St. Thomas Aquinas over Blue Valley Northwest as Raboyne throws 28-yard strike to Gable for the score. So right now 14-6. And Blue Valley Northwest has to be pretty thankful that it is 14-6 as the Saints, so far the Huskies offense has not been able to do much. They've had 2 possessions and 2 3-and-outs. So when the Huskies take over, they'll look to kind of sustain a drive. Or excuse me, their second drive was a turnover. They had an interception. Both teams have each a turnover. Blue Valley Northwest has an interception. St. Thomas Aquinas has a fumble. And again, Blue Valley Northwest not playing without their starter at quarterback, Sam Slyfert. Looks like Joe O'Leary out to kick this one off. O'Leary so far has had 2 touchbacks. So there's been no returns so far for the Huskies. That one looks like it's a little bit shorter, but it's going to be caught in the end zone by Luke Vega. So that one will come out to the 20-yard line. That's where the Huskies have started both of their possessions. We'll see if the Huskies can't sustain a drive. It would be big for the Huskies to get something going offensively. So far, only ran 6 plays. There's 5:58 left to go here in the first quarter. Edward Thomas is the running back. Flare pass out to the right side, and nothing doing. Able to make a little bit of a gain as it looked like Evan Rinaldo had the catch. It looked like he wasn't going to get anything. He was able to drag a defender 4 yards, brings up 2nd and 6. Now twins to each side. Thomas to the right. The offense getting the signal from the sideline. Looking to throw left. It's going to be, it was thrown low, but it was going to be incomplete. It hit the turf. Jake Dolish was the intended receiver, so that'll bring up 3rd and 6. Need to get to the 30-yard line to convert this first down. Again, a 3-and-out and a turnover for the Huskies has been the result for the first 2 drives. Need to get something and sustain a drive. And the ball is not snapped, so there will be a false start. Everyone else went but the center, it looked like. So that's a big 5-yard penalty, because it looked like with kind of the play they were running, it looked like they were running a little bit of a slot dump up the middle. It looked like he was going to have enough for the first down. But now to bring up 3rd and 11. And again, if you're the Huskies, you can't do that on offense here against St. Thomas Aquinas. They will make you pay for it. So 3rd and 11, if you're the Saints, you're thinking pass. Way forth. Looking incomplete. And it looked like the defender might have got there a little early, but no flag thrown. So it'll be another 3-and-out for the Huskies. They look like number 32, Max Siebold, the man that had the interception earlier in the ball game. Got there a little bit early, but no flag thrown, so it'll bring up 4th and 11 with 5:15 left to go in the first quarter. And almost was blocked. Caught near midfield. Breaks a couple of tackles and nothing doing. It's Elias Carson. And he got about to midfield, and there was just nothing doing. But again, good starting field position for the Saints. So far, first drive resulted in 1 play, 1 touchdown. Second drive was a fumble that the Huskies returned for a touchdown, and the third drive resulted in a Reboyne 28-yard touchdown pass to Gable. 1st and 10 for the Saints. Man going in motion. It's Cameron Jackson to the left side. He's got a seam. He's across the 40. Stutter steps and steps out of bounds. Looks like at about the 37-yard line. Gain of 12 for Cameron Jackson. And it looked like the same exact play that they tried to run on the fumble recovery. Bring up 1st and 10 from the 37. LeBoyne keeps it. He fakes this. He's going to keep his feet moving. Looks like he's going to have about a gain of 6 on the play. Going to bring up 2nd and 4. And again, LeBoyne so far this season has been pretty good about faking it to Young. He keeps it in the pocket. He's able to pull it out. Then he's able to get going. That's where he gets a lot of his big plays from. And again, Young is a great running back, but you can also use him as a decoy to fake out the defense. Man going in motion. Keeps it to Jackson. Jackson's going to side shuffle. He gets to about the 30-yard line. But there's nothing doing, so it'll be gain of 2 for Cameron Jackson. So it'll bring up 3rd and 2. We are under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Excuse me, to bring up about 3rd and 3. Got a gain of 1. It looks like St. Thomas Aquinas will take a timeout. We'll go ahead. We'll take a timeout with them as you're watching high school football right here on 810 Varsity. It'll be 3rd and 3 for the Saints with 3:32 left to go in the first quarter. Big spot here for the Huskies. LeBoyne looking to throw. He's got his man Jackson down the field, and it's going to be right through Jackson's hands. He had Jackson wide open. Now we'll see what the Saints do. They'll bring up 4th and 3, kind of in a little bit of no man's land unless your kicker has a pretty good leg. You're not really going to punt this one either. Again, a good throw by LeBoyne. Just Jackson not able to haul it in. So a big spot here for Blue Valley Northwest. Need to get to the 27-yard line, do the Saints. LeBoyne's going to keep it. And I don't think he's got it. I think he only got a gain of 2. So the Huskies hold. And now the momentum starting to switch back over to the Huskies, 14-6. If they can sustain a drive here, they can start putting some pressure here on the Saints. Again, the Saints are one of the best teams in the state and one of the best teams in the city. Currently sit at number 2 behind Bishop Miege of the 810 Varsity Top 25 poll. So 1st and 10 for the Huskies. If it throws it, it's going to be incomplete. Hit him right in the hands. Max Seabolt on defense so far has been a name that we've called quite a bit Jake Dolish just could not haul it in. He had it, bobbled it a little bit, and then got hit. So it'll bring up 2nd and 10. Wayforth gets the signal from the sideline. Again, Blue Valley Northwest has had opportunities to move the ball on the Saints. They just haven't been able to capitalize. Blitz is coming. Wayforth not able to get much. Looks like he loses ones that'll bring up 3rd and 11. Have the same exact situation on the last drive. Third and 11 for the Huskies. Again, after that big turnover on downs, need to be able to at least pick up a first down and keep the St. Thomas Aquinas offense off the field. Wayforth looking, throws, it's going to be high and incomplete. Looked like there was a little bit of contact down the field, but it looked like it was thrown too high, so no penalty on the play, so that'll bring up 4th down. At some point, St. Thomas Aquinas, if the Huskies keep having 3 and out, St. Thomas Aquinas will make them pay for it. Last time, punt almost blocked. It's going to be a high punt. It looks like it's going to bounce near midfield, and it's going to take a Saints bounce. It looks like it was first touched back near the 48-yard line. We'll see where they mark it. So they will mark it down near the 48-yard line. 2:24 left to go in the first. So far, St. Thomas Aquinas, 2 turnovers. One of them the Huskies were able to return for a touchdown. The other one you just saw resulted in a 3 and out. Fumble on a 4th and a turnover on downs. And now they're going to move the spot to the 44-yard line. I thought it was touched at the 48-yard line. But the refs don't agree. So 1st and 10 for the Saints. Man in motion. Going to pitch it to Young. Young catches it with one hand. Center step, sees across the 40, 35. Tries to go outside. There will be, I do believe, a hold penalty. As when Young bounced it out to the left side, there looked like he was either blocking it back or a hold on the Saints. And so it will be a hold on St. Thomas Aquinas. And again, a little sloppy here from the Saints. Haven't seen that too much so far this season. Obviously only in week 3. So 2:16 left to go in the first quarter. It'll bring up first. First and a long way to go. Boyne will get under center. Man in motion. Going to fake it. Looking. Got his man O'Leary right through O'Leary's hands, and it'll be incomplete. He had O'Leary down the sideline. Throwing a little high, but O'Leary was able to get 2 hands on it. Not able to bring it in. We'll bring up 2nd and 20. So far, the last couple of possessions, the Saints have gone away from Young. Hasn't had too much action in the last couple of possessions. O'Leary going in motion. The boy going to keep it. He's going to pitch it out to Young. Young's going to make a man miss. He's across the 40, to the 30, to the 20, 10, 5, and Young is in for another score as St. Thomas Aquinas now makes this a 2-possession game. Boyne just kept it. Was able to pitch it out was able to get a nice crack block out on the right side, and Young just outran everybody down the far sideline for another touchdown. Makes it 20-6. It was a 56-yard touchdown. So Leary, snap is good, hold is good, and O'Leary's extra point is up and good as well. So it'll make it 21-6. St. Thomas Aquinas over Blue Valley Northwest as we will go ahead and step aside as you're watching high school football right here on 810 Varsity. Back here, Blue Valley Northwest High School. As Tank Young runs in his second touchdown of the ball game, he has a 64-yard touchdown and a 56-yard touchdown so far in this one. Minute 57 left to go here in the first. O'Leary's kick is going to be another touchback. His fourth touchback of the ball game. Now Blue Valley Northwest needing a response here. This is where it got out of hand for Blue Valley Southwest last week. It was 21-6, and then St. Thomas Aquinas scored 28 unanswered points. The Huskies so far have not been able to pick up a first down so far in this game. Hands off. Thomas has a wide open hole. He's across the 50, across the 40, across the 30. Almost gets tripped up. He's going to be taken down in the red zone. A big play for Edward Thomas. Same exact play we saw last week. Curry from Blue Valley Southwest score on St. Thomas Aquinas. So now Blue Valley Northwest has their biggest play of the game so far, and they're threatening to score and make this a one-possession game. A big wide open hole up the middle for the Huskies. Now puts Huskies in scoring position here with a minute 45 left to go in the first quarter. Layforth looking deep. And it's going to be incomplete, but it's going to be pass interference as the cornerback did not turn around. That looked like that was number 9. Gordon Harris did not turn around for the football. So it'll be an automatic first down for the Huskies. Looks like a new quarterback coming in. Mikey Pauley, number 10 for the Huskies, coming in. He's a 6'4" freshman. A big spot for a freshman as well. If Blue Valley Northwest can get a score here, they get some momentum and they stay in the ball game. And there's going to be a flag, and it looks like the Saints jumped offside. Now Edward Thomas coming back in the ball game. So that'll make it 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Mikey Pauly again still in at quarterback. He's got Thomas to his left. Now gets the signal from the sideline. Gonna hand it off to Thomas. Thomas tries to bounce it out to the right side. He's got a seam. He's to the goal line. He's in for a touchdown. And Thomas gets the Huskies offense rolling here in this possession and makes it 21-12. Again, two big plays from Thomas. There's a flag on the play, however. And it looks like it's coming back. And again, if you're the Huskies, you can't afford to do that. You're able to get a score. You can't have it negated because of a penalty. So now Pauly will come out. Jack Wayforth, the starter here tonight, will come back in again. Blue Valley Northwest not playing with their starter from the first 2 games, as Sam Slyfert not dressed out here tonight. Bring up 1st and goal from the 16-yard line. Hands it off up the middle. There's a hole near the 10-yard line. That was number 26, Avon Tucker. 5'8" sophomore. So some young guys here for the Huskies getting some game action and some big moments. So we are under a minute left to go here in the first quarter. 2nd and goal. It looks like the 11-yard line, 10-yard line, for the Huskies. Wayforth looking to throw. It's going to be incomplete. Oh, it looked like that was good timing. Jaden Russell, you could make the argument that he was there a little bit early. But to bring up 3rd and goal. And again, this penalty, the holding penalty on Edward Thomas's touchdown run that was negated. Looking right now, it's a huge mistake for the Huskies. .32 seconds left to go in the first. And Blue Valley Northwest will take their 2nd timeout of the half. So we'll go ahead, we'll take it with them as you're watching high school football right here on 810 Varsity. Back here at Blue Valley Northwest High School here for this Thursday night Week 3 action here in Overland Park, Kansas. As Blue Valley Northwest will have the ball 3rd and goal from their own 11, from the Saints 11-yard line, as Edward Thomas was able to get into the end zone. He had a 5-yard touchdown run, but it was negated because of a holding penalty on the right edge. So now the Huskies trying to get into the end zone for the first time on offense. Their one score so far was a 64-yard fumble return for a touchdown. 32 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Wayforth fumbles the snap, looking to throw, and he fumbles the football. And we'll see who comes up with it. It looked like Blue Valley Northwest landed on it originally, and they did, so it'll be 4th down from the 25-yard line. Wayforth dropped. Looked like it was a little bit of a low snap. Able to pick it up, and as he was throwing, he got hit from behind, and the ball fell loose. The Huskies lucky to be able to keep that one. But it looks like Blue Valley Northwest will let the clock run down. So that will do it here for the first quarter. A lot of action going on so far in the first quarter. St. Thomas Aquinas 21, Blue Valley Northwest 6. We'll go ahead, step aside, come back with second quarter action here from Blue Valley Northwest High School as you're watching high school football right here on 810 Varsity. Back here at Blue Valley Northwest High School, looks like Blue Valley Northwest gonna try to kick the field goal here. Long field goal. Looks like the holder will be at about the 32-yard line, so it's gonna be a 42-yard field goal for the Huskies. Looks like Aquinas kind of preparing for the fake. And it's going to be blocked and no good. They're going to get running into the kicker, though, I do believe. There's a flag. It looked like that was number 2, Jaden Russell, who didn't really lay out. This could be a big break for the Huskies. Now they're going to wave it off because it was tipped. So with it being tipped, there's no running or roughing into the kicker. So now St. Thomas Aquinas will start with their worst field position so far. So far this game, they've started near midfield pretty much every drive. Now they start well into their own territory. Looks like at their own 8-yard line. So they will have to go 92 yards to put up points here with 11:55 left to go in the second quarter. So far, Tank Young's been the focal point. He's got 5 carries. He also has 2 touchdowns, 1 for 64 and 1 for 56 yards. Man going in motion. LeBoyne's going to keep it. There's nothing doing. He's going to maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. So it'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Saints. Blue Valley Northwest, you can just kind of tell from here, little undersized, but they are competing. This offensive line for St. Thomas Aquinas has developed some holes, but they haven't dominated like we saw last week. LeBoyne will go under center. Man going in motion. Going to pitch it over to the left side. There's 2 flags that are thrown. Looks like that flag is going to go on Charlie Ketchum. So again, St. Thomas Aquinas having a tough time consistently moving the football in this one. So it'll be, it'll be a holding on the Saints. Again, the Saints just looking a little disorganized, a little bit different than what we saw the first couple of weeks. So second down. Ball at the 2-yard line. They need to get to the 19-yard line. Going to hand it off to Tank Young. Tank Young spins forward. He's going to keep his feet moving. Gets them out of their own end zone a little bit near the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 3rd and 12. So 3rd and 12. 10.5 to go in the second quarter. Big spot for this Huskies defense. If they can keep the Saints from picking up a first down here, they'll probably get pretty good field position. Man going in motion. It's a counter to Jackson. Jackson has a hole, spins forward, but not much doing. It'll bring up 4th and 8, and most likely a punt coming from the Saints. And this Blue Valley Northwest team hanging with the Saints, as we are now under 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. O'Leary set to punt it away. O'Leary high punt, not very far though, and it's going to bounce. It'll be inside. We'll see where they mark it. It'll be inside the 40-yard line. They're going to mark it just inside the 30-yard line, so Blue Valley Northwest will have great starting field position as they try to make this a one-score game. They were able to make it a one-score game on their last possession, but it was negated by a penalty, and then nothing doing, and then a blocked field goal, 42-yard field goal, kept Blue Valley Northwest from getting on the board. First and 10 for the Huskies. Looking to throw. It's going to be incomplete behind the intended receiver. It could have been intercepted. Evan Ronaldo, the intended receiver. There's trips left. Edward Thomas to the right. Wayforth gets his signal. Going to hand it off to Thomas. Thomas bounces it out, and there's going to be nothing doing. He's going to lose 2. So it'll bring up 3rd and 12. Again, mentioned it before. Been a lot of big spots here for the Huskies. Huskies need to get something going on this drive. They can't just sit at 6 points. They need to be able to get on the board. 3rd and 12, 9 minutes to go in the second. Thomas goes in motion. They're going to fling it out to Thomas. Thomas has a little bit of a seam, stutter steps. He's going to fall near the 26-yard line. And Blue Valley Northwest will have a 4th down. So far in the extra point that they've had, almost got blocked. And then the field goal attempt that they had was tipped. So with that in mind, it looks like Blue Valley Northwest will stay on the field here with 8:25 to go in the second quarter for this 4th down and 7. Need to get to the 20-yard line to keep the drive alive. Wayforth. Looking left, throws left, he's going to be cut, and he's going to have just enough for the first down. That was Jake Dolish on the catch. Just enough, needed 7, looked like he got 8. A big passing catch for Blue Valley Northwest as they're back in the red zone for the second time in the ballgame, second straight drive. So we are under 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Look for Edward Thomas in this situation. Well, the Wayforth has looked pretty impressive throwing the football. It looks like Blue Valley Northwest will take a timeout, and that is their final timeout of the half with 7:35 to go. But we'll step aside as you're watching high school football right here on 810 Varsity. Back at Blue Valley Northwest High School. 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. Are the Huskies looking to throw? It's going to be incomplete. Looked like it was tipped at the line by big number 99, Caden Reeves. So to bring up 2nd and 10. Blue Valley Northwest needs to score here. They can't keep leaving these opportunities out there because eventually St. Thomas Aquinas will make you pay. Again, I think a lot of people might have looked at records, 2-0, 0-2, Blue Valley Northwest not playing to record right now. They look pretty impressive so far tonight. Wayforth, the screen goes backwards and might have just gotten back to the line of scrimmage, maybe lost, looks like lost one, so it'll bring up 3rd and 11. And again, if there is one positive, even if you don't get points out of this, the clock is ticking down, so you are burning some clock if you're the Huskies. And as long as you keep Tank Young and that offense over on the sideline, they can't do much damage. It looks like Ronaldo able to get back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll bring up 3rd and 10. Another big 3rd down on this drive. Wayforth looking deep. And it's going to be incomplete. It looked like there was some incidental contact, so there's going to be no flag. And now 4th and 10 with 7:01 to go in the second. We'll see. We will see what the Huskies decide to do. They don't have any timeouts. 4th and 10 for the Huskies. Wayforth looking. It's going to be thrown in behind, and it's going to be incomplete, but there's going to be a flag thrown. Looks like there's going to be another pass interference, and that's going to keep this drive alive. Wayforth had a nice pocket presence there right before he got hit. He was able to deliver that one. It was a little bit behind his intended receiver. So it'll be an automatic 1st down, and St. Thomas Aquinas almost got off the field, but the Huskies still threatening to score. Excuse me, it'll be 4th and short. They keep it at 4th down. Not enough to pick up the 1st down. So still a big spot here for both teams. And it looks like a man on the... It's going to be a false start on the Huskies. That's a big penalty. St. Thomas Aquinas gifted the Huskies a pretty short 4th down, and then the Huskies return the favor. And freshman Mikey Pauley back in the game at quarterback. We'll see what they run here on 4th and a long 5. .6:45 left to go in the half. Pauley overthrows his intended receiver. Wide open, they had a touchdown. Mikey Pauley overthrows his intended receiver. It's kind of what you see a lot kind of in the college game nowadays, the fake read option and then throw it down the seam. Pauley had his man, just overshot him though. Big stop for the Saints here with 6:43 left to go. And St. Thomas Aquinas has a chance to get things rolling. They've gone a couple of possessions so far though, with not much going on. And the ref is going to call a water timeout, as that is a newer rule on both Missouri and Kansas side. Is for the most part, I know on the Missouri side, it's for the first 4 weeks only. They do the water breaks every now and then when it's still kind of toasty outside. So it'll give each team a little bit of a break here with 6:43 left to go. So far in this game, Blue Valley, it looked like St. Thomas Aquinas at the beginning of the game is going to blow it wide open. They score on the first play, and then Blue Valley Northwest has 2 straight possessions where they don't do anything. One was a 3 and out. The second was an interception. And then St. Thomas Aquinas puts the ball on the ground, and Blue Valley Northwest able to return it for a touchdown. That's how Blue Valley Northwest got on the board. And then Reboyne able to make it 14-6 with a connection to Gable. And then Tank Young got his second touchdown in the ball game. But the last couple of possessions, the Saints have had penalties, and they've looked a little bit sloppy. So we'll see if they can't tighten some things up. Blue Valley Northwest staying in this one. Again, this is where it went wrong for the Timberwolves of Blue Valley Southwest last week when it was 21-6. Reboyne will be under center, 1st and 10 from the 15. Reboyne's going to stutter step and keep it. He's got a hole. He's across the 25, 30, tries to stiff arm, and he'll just fall down at about the 34-yard line. The first real big play for Reboyne so far in this game. So that was a big play after the last couple of possessions. The Saints went more backwards than they went forward. So that's a big play for the Saints. Get some momentum back on their side. First and 10 for the Saints. 6:15 left to go in the half. Man going in motion. They're going to hand it off to Young. Young leaps over a man. He's at midfield. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. Cuts to the right. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. 5. And touchdown, Tank Young for his 3rd score of the ball game. The sophomore having himself a night. So his 3rd touchdown of the game, and again, like I mentioned, only a sophomore. So far, he has touchdown runs of 64, 56, and 66. Snap is good. Kick is good. O'Leary's extra point is up and good to make it 28-6 St. Thomas Aquinas over Blue Valley Northwest. And we'll go ahead. We'll step aside after Tank Young's 66-yard touchdown for his 3rd score of the ball game as you're watching high school football right here on 810 Varsity. Back here at Blue Valley Northwest High School, St. Thomas Aquinas adding another score, the third touchdown for Tank Young. Here with 6:05 left to go in the second quarter. So O'Leary set to kick this one off. So far, no returns for the Huskies as O'Leary has booted it into the end zone each time. And looks like that's going to continue. So Blue Valley Northwest has had their opportunities on offense to score. They just haven't been able to do it. And with 6:05 left to go, St. Thomas Aquinas will get the ball to start the second half, so that's big. So if St. Thomas Aquinas can get a stop here, get the ball right back, they can really blow this one wide open. Wayforth in the shotgun. He's going to have twins on each side and Edward Thomas to his left. Thomas had a big 63-yard run, earlier in the game that almost set up a score. Wayforth throws to the flat. Going to be hit and taken down at about the 32-yard line. Number 15, Jack Dolish. Gain of 12 on the play. And Blue Valley Northwest able to pick up that first down, so it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 32. Looking to get a drive going before halftime. As we are now under 6 minutes to go, halfway through this second quarter. Wayforth's going to keep it. He's going to make a man miss. And he'll be taken down right at the 35-yard line. Gain of 3. Bring up 2nd and 7. So 2nd and 7, 5 minutes left to go. Again, twins to the right, twins to the left, and Edward Thomas to the left of Wayforth. Wayforth looking, throws, and it's going to be incomplete. So 3rd and 7. This is a big spot. That incomplete pass stops the clock. They have killed a couple of minutes here. And keeping that St. Thomas Aquinas offense off the field is key right now for the Huskies. Low snap again. It's going to be bobbled. We'll see who comes up with it. I think it might be St. Thomas Aquinas. A very low snap. Bobbled around. No, it's going to be Blue Valley Northwest. Keeps it. So the Huskies are going to send out their punt team. Again, a low snap. So to bring up 4th and 11. And again, there's no play clock in this game, so you've got to rely on the referees. And I think that's what one of the coaches told the punter, is to wait for the 5-second countdown. We're going to want to keep the Saints off the field as long as possible. Again, the Saints do get the ball to start the second half. Almost blocked. Good punt, though. It's going to land at the 20. It's going to bounce. It's going to keep bouncing, and it's going to die right at the 2-yard line. Good effort by the Huskies. What a punt. So the Saints are going to have to go 99 yards here with 3:49 left to go. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Saints. Again, big possession really for both teams. The Saints, if they can sustain a drive, get another score, they get the ball to start the second half. And if you Blue Valley Northwest, again, that you got to think about that. If you can get a stop here and get a score, it'll allow you to stay in the game a little bit longer. Looks like some confusion from the Saints, as Cameron Jackson trots onto the field. Looking to throw is Raboy. He's got his man deep. It's going to be caught at the 40, plus midfield at the 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. And in one play, the Saints go 99 yards. That was T.J. Williams-Bay. Gutsy call on your own 1 yard line, throwing the football. But Raboy again finding his man for a 99-yard score. And again, that's why you don't give St. Thomas Aquinas many opportunities. The Huskies had their opportunities to stay in the game and score and possibly even tie the game, and just didn't do it. So Leary will have the extra point. The snap is good, the hold is good, and the extra point is also good. So it'll make it 35-6. There is flags being thrown as there is a little bit of a scuffle. And we'll see what it is. Again, great throw by Raboyne. And an even better catch by T.J. Williams-Bay. We'll keep it here for now. We'll see what the flag is. As the refs discussing it currently. It's a dead ball, personal foul on St. Thomas Aquinas. Their second one so far. The first one we saw. So one of the linemen for St. Thomas Aquinas do believe was thrown out of the game. Again, if you're Blue Valley Northwest, you want to run down as much as this 336 as you can. Keep St. Thomas Aquinas off the field. If you're St. Thomas Aquinas, get the ball back, score again, you can go into halftime with a pretty demanding lead. And you also get the ball to start the second half. Pretty much the same situation that we saw last week. Just 3:36 left to go. Oh, Leary will kick this one off from his own 25-yard line. So this one will be returned. Luke Vega back for the Huskies. Oh, Leary kicks it deep. Going to be caught at about the 14-yard line. Vega gets up the seam, up the middle. Good return. The first return we've seen so far in this game from Blue Valley Northwest. So they'll start at the 33-yard line. And again, with 3:30 left to go, if you're Blue Valley Northwest, you don't want a quick 3 and out. And if you throw, you want to complete it inbounds. Try to keep this clock running and keep the Saints offense off of the field. As we've seen twice now, the first score and their last score have been big plays and just one play. So Wayforth, he's got 2 receivers to his right, 2 to his left, and Thomas, his running back, to his left. Now in the pistol. Handed off to Thomas. Thomas stutter steps, but just gets back to the line of scrimmage. Now this defensive line is starting to overpower Blue Valley Northwest. St. Thomas Aquinas does have 2 timeouts. It'll be interesting to see if they use them on this drive or try to keep them for the offensive drive. As you can kind of tell right now, the Huskies just trying to get to the locker room. Under 3 minutes to go in the half. Wayforth screen pass, and it's going to be incomplete. And it was a backwards pass. So it would have been a fumble, but St. Thomas Aquinas, no, excuse me, they did rule it an incomplete. Wayforth. Has 3rd and 10 with 2:41 to go in the second quarter. Wayforth looking to throw. Under pressure, he's going to throw it up the middle, and it's going to be incomplete, and they're going to throw a flag on St. Thomas Aquinas. And another pass interference on the Saints will keep this drive alive for the Huskies. Lucky break for the Huskies. We'll see if they can't take advantage of it with 2:36 left to go in the quarter. Now Mikey Pauley back in at quarterback, the 6'4" freshman. Michael Pauley on his last throw, wide open in the end zone. Missed his man. Fake it, almost intercepted. Evan Ronaldo really not looking for that. Number 9 for the Saints. Corden Harris bounced off his knee. So 2nd and 10 from the Huskies' own 48-yard line. Low snap again. As they hand it off to Thomas, and Thomas is going to get wrestled down. He's taken down at the 44-yard line. St. Thomas Aquinas will use one of their timeouts. Here with 2:24 left to go. It'll bring up 3rd and long for the Huskies when we come back. Back here at Blue Valley Northwest High School. 3rd and 15 for the Huskies coming up. .224 left to go in the second quarter. Wayforth, it's going to be a reverse, and it's going to be bobbled, and nothing doing. As the Saints knew it was coming. So to bring up 4th and very long. St. Thomas Aquinas will call their final timeout of the half. Here with 2:14 to go. And again, they only had 2 timeouts left. Call them both on this drive. it'll give their offense about 2 minutes to work, but we've seen so far in this one that 2 minutes is plenty of time for the St. Thomas Aquinas offense. And again, just so far in this first half, Blue Valley Northwest had their opportunity to be in the ballgame and have more than 6 points. Just wasn't able to get it done. They had Edward Thomas run it in for a 5-yard touchdown negated by a holding penalty. And then they turned it over on downs. And then Michael Pauly had a wide open tight end in the middle of the field up the seam. Just wasn't able to connect. And they've had a couple of drives stall out in the red zone. High snap. Deep punt again. Gonna go over the head. It's gonna bounce again. It's gonna be down again at the 1-yard line. Another great punt by the Huskies. The last time this happened, though, we saw a 99-yard touchdown pass from Tate Raboyne to TJ Williams-Bay. 2:02 left to go. They do have to go the absolute distance of the field. And again, St. Thomas Aquinas will get the ball to start the second half. Raboyne will be under center. Man going in motion. Raboyne's going to keep it. It's going to be bobbled. It's going to be out of the back of the end zone as the pitch goes wrong. And Blue Valley Northwest gets 2 points. Makes it 35-8. That's the second straight week that we've seen a bad pitch go for a safety. Again, a big break for Blue Valley Northwest. They have an opportunity to put more points up on the board here with a minute 58 left to go. So it'll be a free kick. O'Leary will kick it from his own 20-yard line. That kick is away. Will be caught at about the 17-yard line. As a seam makes a man miss as Vega. Vega fumbles it, but Blue Valley Northwest able to fall on it. And the Huskies have an opportunity here with a minute 49 left to go. So minute 49 are bringing up 1st and 10 from the Huskies' own 39-yard line. Way forth, getting the signal. Swing pass to the left. Thomas is able to get out of bounds. After a gain of 5, it'll bring up 2nd and 5. Minute 45 left to go here in the half. Rayforth looking, pump fakes, it's going to be intercepted at midfield. Taken down at the 45-yard line, so the Saints with a minute 35 left to go in the half have an opportunity to add more points in the ball game. So they only have to go 44 yards, do the Saints. A minute 35 to go in the half. According to the scoreboard, though, looks like the Saints do have a timeout remaining. Last drive, it was a safety. Reboyne will get under center. He's looked impressive as a thrower here tonight as well. Man going in motion. They're going to pitch it to Young. Tank Young stutter steps and loses yards. First time they've really been able to stop Tank Young all in the evening. Loss of 3 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 13. Hurry up. Reboyne looking deep. Has his man Jackson. And Jackson has it. They say he hauled it in. Nice catch by Jackson. Cameron Jackson with a nice over-the-shoulder catch. And again, Tate Reboyne's looked really impressive in the pocket so far tonight. There's a minute 7 left to go in the second quarter. Young stutter steps to the left, to the 5, and in for the touchdown. His 4th touchdown of the half will make it 41-8. And Tank Young pretty much came to a dead stop when he first got the ball, stutter stepped, went left, and was able to get in for the touchdown. So now a 14-yard touchdown adds to his total here this evening. So O'Leary on to kick this extra point. Snap is good, hold is good, and that extra point is good as well to make it 42-8 after the interception thrown by Blue Valley Northwest. So we'll go ahead, step aside when we come back. We'll have the last minute of action here in the first half on this Thursday night game from Blue Valley Northwest. Back at Blue Valley Northwest High School, 42-8. St. Thomas Aquinas able to get a 14-yard touchdown run from Tank Young for the 4th time this evening to make it 42-8. O'Leary will set to kick this one away. And he's going to boot it. So far when he kicks it from the 40-yard line, it goes into the end zone, and nothing has changed. So with 58 seconds left to go, the Huskies trying not to turn the football over. As again, you saw what the Saints can do. Yes, they run that wishbone offense, triple option, but they can score in a hurry. So if you're the Huskies, Just try to get out of this half. So it looks like Blue Valley Northwest is just going to take a knee on this one and head into halftime. So it looks like they're going to have to kneel it 2 times here. 2 more times to get this into halftime. And again, so far in this half, Blue Valley Northwest had every opportunity to stay in the game. It was 21-6 for a long period of time. And then St. Thomas Aquinas able to hold. A couple of turnovers later. St. Thomas Aquinas really blowing this one open here in the first quarter. In the first half, excuse me. Yeah, kind of the same story. It was 21-6 for a long time, kind of like last week for Aquinas. And then able to go on a 21 unanswered points spurt for Aquinas. So they will go into halftime up 42-8. Here in the first half of this Week 3 matchup here in Overland Park, Kansas, as we'll step aside as halftime will commence. And when we come back, we will have second half action right here on 810 Varsity. We're back here at Blue Valley Northwest High School getting set for the second half kickoff. Again, 42-8, Blue Valley Northwest had their opportunities to really be in the game. Just did not take advantage of them. So that kickoff goes out of bounds. Not the start that you wanted if you were the Huskies. So St. Thomas Aquinas, we'll see who they come out with. We'll see if they come out with the starters or if they come out with a couple of younger guys. Looks like it won't be the starters. Looks like Will Thompson in at quarterback. Brock Reynolds in at fullback. Handed off to Reynolds. He's going to keep his feet moving. He loses a couple of yards. Actually, he might have got back just to the line of scrimmage, so it'll bring up 2nd and 10. And again, so far in this ball game, Tank Young's been the story. He had 4 touchdowns in the first half. 3 of which being above 54 yards. He had a 54-yarder, a 64-yarder, 56-yarder, and a 66-yarder, and then he had a 14-yarder there to end the half. Gonna get blown up in the backfield. A loss of 1 to bring up 3rd and 11. Be 3rd and 11, 10:45 left to go in the third quarter. Will Thompson again under center. Tate Reboyan had a nice night. Threw for a couple of scores. Pitched out to the left side, and the ball falls loose, and it looks like the Huskies are going to have it. As the Huskies will take over, they'll have an opportunity to get back on the board. And again, if you're St. Thomas Aquinas, you got to be careful here and keep these guys out here too long. Blue Valley Northwest might climb right back into the ball game. Jack Wayforth still in at quarterback. Looks like the starters are in for Blue Valley Northwest. Looks like backups in for St. Thomas Aquinas. First and 10. Wayforth looking to throw. It's tipped up in the air. It's going to be intercepted. St. Thomas Aquinas gets it right back. Michael McCall with the interception with 10:21 left to go in the third quarter. So Aquinas fumbles. Blue Valley Northwest throws a pick and back-to-back plays. Looks like it'll stay Will Thompson. Looks like Charlie McCormick in the ballgame. Pitch out to McCormick. McCormick's going to lower his shoulders, going to keep his feet moving. He's going to be taken down at the 34-yard line, gain of 2 to bring up 2nd and 8. Probably won't see St. Thomas Aquinas put it in the air I see them just try to run as much clock as possible. We're now under 10 minutes to go. Second and 8 for the Saints. Reverse to the left side. Lowers the shoulder. Gets to the first down. It looked like that was number 24, Trey Coolman. He gets a gain of about 10. That'll bring up first and 10. $9:30 left to go in the third quarter. Pitch out to McCormick. McCormick's got a hole. He's going to go up the middle. Lowers his shoulder. He's going to be near the first down. Right at the sticks. So I think he's going to be just short. It'll bring up second and 1. $8:45 left to go in the third quarter. Second possession of the second half for Will Thompson. Hand off to McCormick. McCormick's going to have enough for the first down. And the ball pops loose again. And it looks like it's going to go out of bounds. Blake Anderson is actually in at quarterback. 5'8", 140-pound sophomore. And the ball, McCormick lost the ball, but it bounces out of bounds. Anderson trying to orchestrate a third quarter touchdown. Man in motion. Counter to the left side. Keeps the feet moving. Does Trey Coolman. And he's going to have enough for a first down as we approach under 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. And again, right now, Aquinas currently sits at 2-0. Blue Valley Northwest currently sits at 0-2. 7.5 to go. Pitch to McCormick. McCormick's got a hole. He's across the 15, the 10. Stiff arms, falls forward, and he is in for a touchdown. That makes it 48-8. Only McCormick able to get into the end zone for a 25-yard touchdown. Makes it 48-8 with 7:34 left to go in the third quarter. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is up. And it is good as well. Makes it 49-8. Saints over the Huskies as you're watching high school football right here on 810 Varsity. Back here at Blue Valley Northwest High School. 7:34 left to go in the third quarter. Charlie McCormick getting his first score of the ball game to make it 49-8. It's like Viga will be back deep. Oh, when he kicks from his 40-yard. Looks like Mikey Pauley, 6'4" freshman in the ball game at quarterback. And the ball's going to fall loose, but it's going to be ruled down by contact. It was a gain of 6. It'll bring up 2nd and 4 as we approach 7 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Fake to Thomas. Pauly comes here to the left side. Pauly follows a block. He's going to fall forward to the 35-yard line and picks up the first down. So that'll bring up 1st and 10 from the Huskies' 35-yard line. Six and a half to go in the third. Low snap. Pauly looking to throw. Throws out, almost dropped by Sample, and Sample is going to be pushed out of bounds. Try to get a little bit of a wide receiver screen on the far right side. Sample bobbled the catch, and there was nothing doing. Looks like it's going to be a loss of about 3, so it'll bring up 2nd and 13 as we are now under 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. 49-8, Saints over the Huskies. Pauly fakes it to Thomas. Pauly tries to lower his shoulder, and Pauly might have got back to the line of scrimmage, so that'll bring up 3rd and 13. Again, mentioned it a little bit earlier. Blue Valley Northwest had their opportunity when it was 21-6 to really stay in the ball game. Edward Thomas was able to get in for a touchdown, negated by a holding call, and then they turned it over on downs and then drove it right back down into the Saints red zone. And Michael Pauly overthrowing his wide open tight end. Ball's thrown here to the near side is going to be incomplete, as that will bring up 4th down. And here comes the Huskies punt team. So Pauly has thrown a couple of good balls here so far tonight. Just hasn't been able to connect with his receivers. Almost blocked, but able to get it away. Angling right. It's going to bounce inside the 40. Going to take a Huskies roll to the 35-yard line. Just inside the 35-yard line, so we'll go ahead. We'll step aside as you're watching high school football right here on 810 Varsity. Back here at Blue Valley Northwest High School, as we approach under 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Gain of 1 on the first down play for number 19, sophomore Blake Anderson. Going to pitch it out to McCormick. McCormick's going to stutter step, lowers his shoulder across the 40, lowers his shoulder yet again, and he's going to get to the 46-yard line. That will be enough for a first down. That'll be 1st and 10 from the Aquinas 46-yard line. Man in motion. Reverse to the left side across midfield. That was Tom Downey, 5'10", 148-pound junior. Gain of 6, that'll bring up 2nd and 4. As we wind down this third quarter. So far, St. Thomas Aquinas, only one able to get on the board with a 25-yard Charlie McCormick run for a touchdown last possession. So 2nd and 4. Thompson's going to keep it. Thompson shuffles left, falls forward near the 35-yard line, taken down right at the 35-yard line. So that was Will Thompson in at quarterback, 5'10", 159-pound junior. As we are now under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Pitch it to the right side. Stutter steps, nothing doing, and the Huskies defense is going to get to the ball carrier. That was number 36, Tommy Carroll, as his helmet comes off. And that will be the final play of the third quarter. When we come back, we'll have fourth quarter action here between St. Thomas Aquinas and Blue Valley Northwest, as you're watching high school football right here on 810 Varsity. Back here at Blue Valley Northwest High School for the fourth quarter action here in this Week 3 matchup on this beautiful Thursday evening. McCormick carried that one for about a gain of 3 and a bring up 3rd and 11 for the Saints at the Huskies' 36-yard line. Thompson in at quarterback. Pitches it to the left is Carroll. And nothing doing. Excuse me, that was Tom Downey. So that'll bring up 4th and a long 10. So 4th and 11, 10.5 to go in the 4th. Drop snap, Thompson looking to throw, steps up and he's going to be sacked. And that'll be a turnover on downs, as that is where the Huskies will take over. So the Huskies will take over here with 9:50 left to go. Way 4th. Still will be in at quarterback. Michael Pauly finished the drive for Blue Valley Northwest last drive. Looking to throw, is going to be caught in the flat. Gain of about 9, that'll bring up 2nd and 1. Way 4th. Hands it off up the middle. There's a seam to the 30, to the 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. Blue Valley Northwest. Avon Tucker in for the touchdown and makes it 49-14. Now under 8.5 minutes left to go. Blue Valley Northwest able to get their first offensive score of the ball game. Again, their first touchdown came on a 56-yard fumble return. Snap is high. Kick is up. And it is no good. So it'll stay at 49-14. As we've seen Tucker come into the ball game, didn't really do much. That's his 2nd carry of the ball game and able to get in for a touchdown. So the Huskies get their first offensive score of the ball game. And as this clock is running down here in the 4th quarter, looking forward to next week. St. Thomas Aquinas will host Mill Valley, and Blue Valley Northwest will travel to Blue Valley Southwest in week 4 matchup. Believe it or not, in the state of Kansas, next week's the halfway mark. Next week will be week 4. And again, don't forget there's more action on Missouri and Kansas side tomorrow night. So Blue Valley Northwest getting set to kick this one away. Oh, pooch kick's going to be caught at the 20-yard line. Looks like that's Carroll who crosses the 30-yard line, taken down at the 31-yard line. So it looks like in this one, as we approach halfway through the fourth quarter, St. Thomas Aquinas will improve to 3-0, and Blue Valley Northwest will fall to 0-3. And again, Blue Valley Northwest had every opportunity to be in the ball game in the first half, just didn't take advantage of it, and eventually St. Thomas Aquinas took advantage of it. St. Thomas Aquinas allowed Blue Valley Northwest every opportunity to be in the ball game, and then eventually St. Thomas Aquinas took over the ball game as they were able to get it to 49-6. And then after that, Tucker touchdown for Blue Valley Northwest. That's where we stand, 49-14. The big story again, Tank Young, 4 touchdowns and over 200 yards of rushing yet again. Last week he had 7 carries for 151 yards. Week 1 he had 256 yards, and now this week had over 200 again. And Anderson is going to be taken down at the 23-yard line. We are now under 5 minutes to go in this one. Four and a half minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Anderson will pitch it to Carroll. Carroll has a hole, makes a couple guys miss, going to lower his shoulder. And he will gain about 9, so to bring up 3rd and 8. As this next snap will come with under 4 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Here on this absolute beautiful Thursday evening. As the first week was about 88-89 at kickoff. Last week, mid-60s and drizzly and rainy. This week, at least for Thursday here tonight, it was absolutely perfect. It was in the mid-80s. Quarterback keep. Anderson able to get, looks like about a gain of 5, so it'll bring up 4th and 3. So under 3.5 minutes left to go. Here in the fourth quarter, looks like St. Thomas Aquinas going to go for it on 4th and 3. Blitz coming from Blue Valley Northwest. And there's going to be a flag on the play. And it's going to be offsides, and that will keep the possession with the Saints. So we are now under 2.5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Again, next week, St. Thomas Aquinas will host Mill Valley, and Blue Valley Northwest will travel to Blue Valley Southwest. And quarterback sneak again. Gain of about 4 to bring up 2nd and 6. Minute 38 left to go. Here in this one, St. Thomas Aquinas will improve to 3-0. Blue Valley Northwest will fall to 0-3. Blitz coming again from Blue Valley Northwest. And nothing doing for the Saints as we are now under a minute left to go. So again, right now, kind of in the standings-wise, St. Thomas Aquinas will be on top until tomorrow. Obviously not many games going on tonight. But after tomorrow, every week that we continue with the state of Kansas, things start to shake themselves out a little bit more. But right now, St. Thomas Aquinas is on the top. They will be 3-0. But starting next week, they'll be plus 39. And Blue Valley Northwest will be 0-3. And they will be minus 31. So that will do it here for this one. St. Thomas Aquinas didn't have a perfect game, but they're able to get the job done as they win 49-14 over Blue Valley Northwest. And again, next week, the 3-0 Saints will take on Mill Valley. And the 0-3 Blue Valley Northwest Huskies will take on the Blue Valley Southwest Timberwolves next week. So thank you for joining us here on this Thursday night. Don't forget to join 810 Varsity for more action across Missouri and the state of Kansas, as Missouri will be in Week 4 starting tomorrow, and Kansas will continue Week 3 tomorrow night. So thank you for listening and watching, as we hope you have a good evening and hope you have a good Friday and enjoy a lot of high school action here on 810 Varsity tomorrow. Again, St. Thomas Aquinas improves to 3-0. They will host Mill Valley next week, and Blue Valley Northwest falls to 0-3 as they will travel to Blue Valley Southwest as they will take on the Timberwolves next week. So thank you for watching, and we will see you next week.